has generated a lot of buzz through the years, hasn't it?
It has, and those changes have just made this finishing hole so much better. The fact that they've narrowed up the front of the green, they've made that left side more severe. Now you can't bail out on the left. If you do, it's an awful little pitch or even a putt up the hill.
The addition of that putt bunker, Frank, how has that changed the hole?
Well, if you stray off the tee or find one of those bunkers with your tee shot, you really have to be aware of exactly the distance that little pot bunker is away. Because if you just sort of whack it out of the bunker and lay it up there, you find the next bunker, then you're in trouble.
Well, given the choice, most players would rather play from the green grass versus the white sand.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and take that much more out of that fairway bunker. Couldn't reach the green. It's a smart play.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Settles in over the putt. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
It's that sneaky distance.
Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Frank, the best in the game, they like to see a par 5 early. What's the second hole all about?
A couple of bunkers down the right side. This hole was renovated back in 2010. They sort of changed the mounding on the green, took a bunker away on the left, and now that second shot is daunting, even for the best players.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
This is a good-looking shot. Good, clean contact, and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. No mistake made there with par.
Now to the third hole. It's a par 3. What are we looking at, Frank?
Well, really, just keep your eyes away from that bunker on the right. That sort of snags many a golf ball.
Headed for the bunker. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Great professionals, Frank. They don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
And he's made the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, we see it every single round. These kind of putts determine whether it's a good score or an average score.
Yeah, and just like that, a bogey. And does not feel like he deserves it.
Just a couple of feet. Time to regroup. That's a double bogey. Frank, at 298 yards, the fourth is reachable for just about every professional. What might scare them off?
Well, that bunker on the left, that's really actually a chance to showcase your skills. And that's where you realize how much better professional golfers are. A good bunker play, especially on a hole like 4, and then you will get well rewarded.
This is a great place for a fan to watch, isn't it?
It is. You see so many different short shots around this green. The bunker shot from the left side, if you hit it over the back on the right, the little bump and run through the little valley in the green. Fun hole to watch.
Perfectly placed tee shot will set up an eagle opportunity, but then you see quite a few bogeys made here as well.
Yeah, if you stray a little bit, leave the ball too far short, and you have to play that pitch across the bunker, that's no fun.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Frank, that looked good to me. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there.
That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Frank, the fifth hole, beefy at 466 yards. What's the best way to attack here?
Well, it's a gentle dogleg left, Rich. That first bunker really doesn't come into play on the... He's gone for a little extra.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards. This looks like it's going to find the target.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Enjoying that trio at the top.
All right, Frank, now to the 6th hole. It's a 465-yard par 4. What are the keys?
Well, it's framed beautifully by the trees just in front of the tee, so you know exactly where you're trying to go down there. 2 little bunkers on the right if you stray a little right, and if you stray a little left, you might just make it to the water.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Ooh, chance for birdie.
So 1 shot closer to the lead with that birdie. We're at the 7th hole now, a Boston strong 600-yard par 5.
But it's reachable. There's enough mounding there. If a tee shot catches one of those mounds, it could kick another 20 or 30 yards and certainly make this reachable. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Yeah, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA.
There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Has his par. Frank looking at the 8th, par 3 of 213 yards, obviously short, is trouble.
Yeah, that's where it's narrow. Ideally, you want to fly that ball more, sort of at least 10 or 12 yards onto this green, where it starts to widen up.
Good looking shot right here. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. And with that birdie, moves into 2nd place. Real golfers, by the way, do not eat tuna sandwiches at the turn. They eat a hot dog, right?
Well, yeah, but if you make a mess of 9, then you're making hamburgers.
There you go, 310 yards. Caught all of that one and straight as well. It's in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Getting set now over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're back in New England at the TPC Boston on a gorgeous fall afternoon. Frank, want to make the turn with a little momentum? What's the 10th setup like?
Well, a lot of the pros just hit 3-wood down here. It's not overly long. It's fairway first. And then, of course, just a short iron into this green that shapes away from you.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run, how it just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
But a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on. Even par, currently.
Ouch. We really can't afford to give away shots at this point in the tournament, Frank. Now to the 11th hole here at TPC Boston, 231-yard par 3.
Have you got the shot? Are you good enough?
Headed for the bunker? Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing.
Not a problem there, Rich.
Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
Clean this up with a tap. Frank, that is an ugly double bogey, and it came at a really bad time.
We've all been there and we've all felt it. It stings.
Frank, the 12th looks to be a pretty straightforward par 4.
Just bends to the left. There's a big sort of crop of mounds on that right side. You can just go a little left of those, you get a nice kick forward.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Settles in over the putt. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Back-to-back par fours here at TPC Boston, set to tee off, Frank, at the 13th.
Nice big tee shot here. Once again, suits the long hitters. There's a little bit of a quarry that you've got to carry across.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green in regulation. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Cleans that up in the hole. Frank, the 14th, a shortish 495-yard hole.
Only because it's downhill. If you can get that ball running down the fairway, then it certainly sets up a good second shot into this stout par 4. Oh, that's fine.
All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. That's a long way away.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That is a solid par putt right there. Now at the par 4 15th, what do you think of this hole, Frank?
Oh, I love the strategy involved here. It's not just necessarily a driver off the tee. Smart play often comes on top here because it's a second shot hole. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. What a putt. Just missed, Frank.
That's cruel.
This putt for par. Frank, a solid par right there. Maintains his position. Moving on to 16 now. This is one where you sort of lick your chops, Frank, because it's pretty short, 161 yards. Where's the challenge here?
Where the fish go. That big lake on the left, that's the challenge.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? He didn't go past the miss. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that positive attitude.
All right, you want to bring it home in style. You want to finish with a flourish. 412-yard, par 4 17th. What's the way to play it?
Just head it down the right side. You don't really want to mess with that sort of rock crop. He's loading up on it.
Look at the quarter there. Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th. Set up well for a chance to go after this flagstick. This from 105 yards with a little wind at his back.
Well, it's a little absurd, that, Rich. The shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. Frank, the 18th here at TPC Boston, for whatever reason, generates quite a bit of buzz, doesn't it?
It does. The longer hitters, obviously, they lick their chops. They're having a chance to make this green in two. But if you find one of the fairway bunkers, the addition of that pot bunker for the layup, that just it makes that decision that much more difficult.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Headed for the bunker, I think. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Frank, here we go again. Another shot from the rough.
Yeah, let's see if he learned his lesson. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Player knows they're on the move with that birdie. Quick glance at the leaderboard. They can see, Frank, they're not out of it.
Things are very volatile.